এই দেখতে পাচ্ছ এবার স্ক্রিন?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা, সাউন্ড ঠিক আছে?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we can start. So basically we will discuss about the application side of the power semiconductor devices. Already other part I think have been started, and there the materials for the course is power diodes, thyristor, MOSFETs, etc. The basically the components, they will teach you the components, but my side is the application side. And in application side, the first part we will start as a single phase rectifiers. So you know what is rectifier? It is basically rectifies AC to DC. Today normally DC generators are not being used. Rather, if we need the DC power source, then the rectifier system is more effective today. It is low cost, low maintenance, and reliable also. So that's why this application is a very common application to various DC devices. Normally application of the DC voltage is, you know that this is done for the DC power sources requirement. Normally you know that mobile charger, any kind of electronics equipment, normally those equipment run by the DC power source. So you need a DC voltage source for various level. 6 level, 6 volt level, 12 volt level, and other higher voltage level also. And also another application is DC motors. You know that the DC motor having some advantage, especially the DC series motor, which is applied for the traction system, vehicle, in trains, etc., electric cars. So DC power source is required there, because the DC motor is very good for those type of vehicle applications. You know, I will not go for the detail of the single DC series motor and DC motors, because that is a different topic. So now we go for the direct application for the single phase rectifier. Now the first part is rectifiers. What are the rectifiers? One of the first and most widely used application of power electronic device have been in rectification. Rectification refers to the process of converting an AC voltage or current source to DC voltage and current. Rectifiers specially refer to power electronic converters, where electrical power flows from AC side to DC side. In many situations, the same converter circuit may carry electrical power from DC side to AC side. That means reverse. So then that referred to as the inverter. Depending upon power supply, rectifiers are classified into single phase, three phase respectively. You know that the voltage source are different. Normally we use the single phase voltage supply for domestic power supply, but in case of industrial power supply, we use three phase because that is giving me more power output for a particular system. For simplicity, diode used in the rectifier circuit is assumed to be ideal. Now the question of the diode comes, because I have already told you that the diode will be taught by the other part teacher. So I don't know how much he has taught you. Who is the other part teacher? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Shushanto. So you know the diode. Diode basically however, I will go for some introduction. Diode basically a PN junction. That means the two dope material P and N, they are sandwiched. They are come together and form the PN junction. And the property of this PN junction is, when it is forward biased, then current flows, and when it is reverse biased, then it blocks the current. That's why in a single cycle AC, when the voltage is forward, that means positive half cycle, the forward bias, so that time only current flows. But when the reverse cycle, the negative half of the alternative voltage comes in, then the depletion region forms. That means it goes for reverse bias condition and it blocks. So you know the forward reverse voltage characteristics of the diode. But in case of the ideal, what does it mean ideal? Ideal means, first of all, there will be no power loss. That is the concept of the ideal. There will not be any resistance. Resistance will be zero. So these two parameters, also other parameters, inductance, etc., also are neglected. So that means the ideal means the forward voltage drop will be zero. Reverse recovery time are negligible. Do you have any idea what is reverse recovery time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So every diode must have some reverse recovery time. So that is also very small, but however it must have the reverse recovery time. So that is very small or negligible in case of ideal diode. But for a real diode, the diode voltage drop will cause the load voltage and current to be reduced, but not appreciable in the loss. Okay. But actually, practically, that is what is the ideal? Ideal means the instant of the voltage applied, the diode must act instantaneously. But that does not happen really. There should be some time difference between the application of the voltage, forward voltage, and the current flow. But in ideal, it is not there. And similar also case for the resistance, because there must have some resistance of the forward, and so there should have some forward voltage drop when the diode conducts. That voltage drop normally 0.7 volt for the normal diode, normal ordinary diode, it is a 0.7 volt, the forward voltage. Although in ideal condition it is taken as a zero, but it is not in practical condition. And there are also some reverse recovery time. That means when we apply the negative, that means voltage to the diode switches from forward to reverse bias voltage is applied, then the diode instantaneously cannot develop the reverse voltage. Okay, there should have some time. That means that is called the reverse recovery time, and this reverse recovery time is basically associated with the rebuild of the depletion region, because you know that when the forward bias condition, the depletion region is narrowed and the conduction starts. But in case of when you apply the reverse bias, then this depletion region should be rebuilt that means re-established. So this depletion region is basically, with the minority charge carriers. So that's why they take some time to develop this depletion region again with the reverse voltage. So that's why that is called recovery time. So uh, that's why the practically diode have some characteristics. Now the rectifiers, what are the type of the rectifier? From the single phase you can have the uncontrolled, fully controlled, half wave, full wave, like that. You will go discussion in the coming classes on that. There are three phase. One is called fully controlled, uncontrolled, half wave, full bridge. Now we go for the single phase half wave control, uncontrolled rectifier. Uncontrolled means when we apply the diode, okay, that is only controlled by the bias voltage, whether it is forward or reverse. There is nothing else control except the bias voltage. Now in this circuit you can observe that a single diode has been applied, and this is a symbol of the diode, and this side is connected to the voltage transformer, where primary of the transformer is AC source, and the secondary also will have the AC output, the transformer property. And now a resistance is connected through the to the transformer by a diode. So now what happens if we go for the action? You see that in the action case, a sinusoidal voltage like that. So when this it will go for, so we can go for the figure here. You will see that in this figure, when this diode having a voltage, this voltage AC voltage as a positive half, that means this half 0 to pi, then this diode gets the forward bias, and for that forward bias condition it will conduct. So if we connect a resistance load, then the current will flow. But as soon as from pi to 2 pi, the voltage the polarity get reversed here. So diode now are under the reverse voltage. That means the negative voltage is applied this side and positive voltage is applied this arrowhead side. So it is getting the reverse condition, and already we know that we have considered as the ideal one. So that's why there will not be any reflection of those quantities. That means the reverse recovery time, voltage drop, etc. So we will directly get the pi to 2 pi as a zero voltage at the output level. Okay, there will not be any voltage. There will be no current. So it will be rather to say the disconnected. Okay, open circuit. Okay, so this will be treated as a open circuit. Okay. So now no current will flow here. So if there resistance is no current, so there will be no voltage across the resistance. So the resistance voltage, the current is like this. So thereby the current is, this is the current flowing through the resistance, that is the peak current is Vm by R, and this is the voltage across the diode when it is in reverse bias condition. This is called the voltage across the diode when it is reverse bias condition. Otherwise, in forward bias condition, the voltage across diode will be almost zero. You see that this is a voltage, zero voltage, because in ideal condition we have assumed that it has no drop. So this is the operation of the single phase rectifier. Now this is very simple. Basically, there is no complicacy here. We can discuss the if you have any. Acha. So it is a simplest type, but not normally used in industrial application. So very simple configuration, but industrial application it is not used. One problem is that its application is limited to low power devices like switching, DC power supplies, and so on. Because the average current in the supply will not be zero, and non-zero average current may cause problem in the transformer performance. Have you got any idea? Hello.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
tell me why it is told that the non-zero average current may cause problems in the transformer performance?
Sir, non-zero average current means there is some DC component of current which can saturate the transformer core.
Okay. So that means the transformer is a magnetic devices. So normally the BH curve in a transformer should be there when it is operated from AC source. But and this BH curve is basically deciding the magnetizing current. Now if the saturation is there, then this magnetizing current will be very high. You know that saturation. And if any DC voltage, that means you can say that only one half of current is there. That means this current, this part is current is there for a full cycle, then you will see that only one half current is going on. So that means a one unidirectional current is going on, and this unidirectional current into the transformer will be reflected into the primary side. Okay, so this unidirectional current will be reflected into the primary side, and the magnetizing current will be combined with that, and thus it will form a saturation, because uh, there will not be demagnetizing current, only magnetizing current, only magnetizing current. If it continues to the reverse direction also, then there should have a chance for the demagnetizing current once the transformer core is magnetized. So it will be only the rising magnetizing, and finally it will saturate, and then the transformer stops the working. Okay, so this is the problem. So they have identified like this. So that is discussed here. So average current may cause the problem in the transformer performance. Now we will determine some performance value for this configuration. Single phase half wave uncontrolled rectifier with R load. By observing the voltage waveform of the diode D, it is clear that the peak inverse voltage of diode D is equal to Vm during the negative half cycle of the transformer secondary voltage. So this lower one, you say the exam lower one. So this one is called the PIV, peak inverse voltage. You know that a diode must withstand the peak inverse voltage, because if you remember the diode characteristics, so there will be forward voltage current characteristics, then the reverse voltage current characteristics. In reverse voltage current characteristics, you will see that under certain voltage, in the reverse voltage, it will break down. So that's why peak inverse voltage should be very higher than the breakdown, lower than the breakdown voltage. So that's why the PIV of a diode is very important. Okay. Hence the peak repetitive reverse voltage rating VRAM, repetitive reverse voltage rating of the diode must be chosen so be higher than the VM to avoid reverse breakdown. So that's why rating basically. So if the PIV is 200 volt, then the system is for the sinusoidal voltage system, suppose 220 volt AC voltage source is there. So what will be the peak inverse voltage? Can you have the idea? For 220 voltage, what will be the peak inverse voltage?
Sir, 220 root 2.
Uh,
220
hold
root
on.
2. 220 টা তো RMS voltage.
220 into root 2, okay?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
1 volt.
So it will be 220 into root 2. But the diode rating, your selection for that voltage operation, diode rating should be very high because peak inverse voltage then should be taken at least 2.5 times. That means the 240 into root 2 into 2.5 times. Okay, so more than 1000 volt peak inverse. So that's why a diode selection is one important parameter is PIV. Okay. In the positive half cycle of the transformer secondary voltage, diode has a forward current which is equal to the load current, and therefore the peak repetitive forward current rating of the diode must chosen to be higher than the peak load current in practice. Okay, here you can see that. So this is the actually peak current. Okay, this is the actually peak current. So this will flow through the diode, but the rating of the peak repetitive forward current of the diode should be very higher than this. Why? Can you say what will be higher than this? What will be problem if it is a less than that? Any idea? Because this has been taught by the other teacher. Why forward current should be more rating of the diode than the actual happening into the circuit? Because the second line is the transformer has to carry a DC current that may result in DC saturation problem in the transformer. So the actual current should be very high because of this, number one. Number two, there are these semiconducting devices very much sensitive to thermal rating. Okay, so the thermal rating of the semiconductor device depends on the current through that. So that's why the normal forward current rating also very important. You cannot take the same value what is should be acting in practical circuit. You should take a more higher value rating than the same value. Now the performance parameter, although the output voltage is DC, it is discontinuous and contain harmonics. You know that. What is the harmonics? So it is containing only DC. Okay, this is the, you can say, the current. So only DC current is there. So although it is a average value, okay, average value. So any DC can be component of the. This is not a straight DC. It is a pulsating DC. So pulsating DC can be composed of a different type of a average DC as well as with the various harmonics. Okay, so that can be done. So that has been described there. So the rectifier is a power processor. Power processor means it will supply the power that should give a DC output voltage with a minimum amount of harmonic content. Okay. At the same time, it should maintain the input current as sinusoidal as possible in phase with the input voltage so that power factor is near unity. This has been told for the transformer because a DC, basically we are having the output as a DC but from the input AC. But you have to mind it, when AC circuit is involved or we are taking a power from AC circuit, then power factor should be high as possible. Otherwise, there will be a problem for the devices. The utilization factor will be very small. So that's why at the same time it should maintain input current as a sinusoidal as possible in phase with the input voltage so that power factor is near unity. So power factor always we try to make the unity, that means 1. So if there is a harmonics, then this power factor cannot be the unity. It should be less than that. So we'll go for that, how it happens, because power factor is only involved with the fundamental frequency, where harmonics is not considered. So thereby there will be more lag to the input voltage and the harmonic current of the fundamental frequency, and this lagging angle should be taken as a power factor angle. So this, thus we can say that it will be bad power factor in case of the half wave rectification. The power processing quantity of a rectifier requires determination of harmonic content of input current. So the output voltage and output current. So harmonic content is very important for this type of rectification or the rectifier circuit. So that should be, now we should know that. There are different types of rectifier circuit. Performance of rectifier are normally evaluated in terms of the following parameters. Now, average value of the load voltage, you know that average value, it will conduct, this is the equation of the average value, but in our case, it is only 0 to pi angle, because one half, positive half only conducting. So we can take the average, 0 to pi is the effective voltage output, and the total is 2 pi, so this is giving the average output. Now average output is now coming as a Vm by pi. Now RMS value of the load voltage, similarly, the equation is like this. Now for the half wave, it is that the square of the voltage, and it will be again conduct 0 to pi, but 1 by 2 pi. So that's why it is giving the Vm by 2. So this is the value of the average value there in DC. This is the value of the RMS value of the load current. Now average value of the load current, that will be the average voltage divided by the load resistance, and the RMS value of the load current, similarly RMS voltage and divided by the resistance. Now the efficiency of the rectifier, which is figure of merit and permits us to compare the effectiveness, that is called power output DC by power AC. Okay, so that is called the efficiency. So now this terminology is very important. So you know V square R by R is that is average voltage by resistance is the power output, whereas the RMS by AC, if it were the AC, then it should have the RMS value. So that's why it is, the ratio is 40.5%. This is very small. Okay, this is called the efficiency of the rectification. The output voltage can be considered to composed of two components, a DC value as component or ripple, because already I have told that there will be harmonics, so or ripple, whatever it may be. So then the effective value to the AC component output voltage is that RMS minus the DC square. This is called the AC portion, that means ripple portion. Normally not AC, it is called the ripple basically in rectification. So the ripple portion of the content will be V RMS square minus V DC square root over. Now we'll go for the another terminology. It is called the form factor. So is a measure of the shape of the output voltage. It is the ratio of the RMS to the average value. Okay. So form factor is voltage RMS by voltage. So RMS value already we have seen, that is Vm by 2, and average value Vm by pi. So it is called the 1.57 is called the form factor. And there is a ripple factor. It is also the VAC by VDC. Already we have calculated VAC. So that is called the root over of form factor minus 1, square of the form factor minus 1, that is 1.21. So RMS value of the transformer secondary voltage, it is a case of transformer, whether it is conducts or do not conduct the diode, but transformer secondary always give the voltage output as per their transformation ratio. Whatever voltage we applied into the input side, that will be reflected into the output side. So that will be the RMS value, Vm by root 2. Already you know that. Now the RMS value of the transformer secondary current is the same as that of the load current. Similarly, because the transformer windings are in series with the load. So that's why whatever current is flowing through the load, that must be flowing through the transformer secondary winding. So that's why RMS value of the transformer secondary current is same as the load current. Now, transformer utilization factor may measure the merits of rectifier circuit. The DC output power by transformer volt ampere. Okay, so this is called the utilization factor of the transformer, because whatever the transformer we are using, so how much it is utilized in respect of the power, because this is called power processor. So that's why we have to determine that also. We can say that then the output is VDC IDC and input is in terms of AC volt ampere BSIS secondary voltage secondary current. So that is giving the VDC IDC ratio is coming as a 0.286. That is also very poor. Now the performance of the single phase half wave rectifier. So we can discuss now the poor transformer utilization factor of the half wave rectifier signifies that the transformer employed must have this is the BA rating. That means, so that is a 0.286. So actually the actual for the one unit of the utility of this transformer. So that means for some amount of power extract from the DC load, then the transformer size should be very higher. Okay, these types. So because of the half wave rectification. Or transformer must be 3.496 times larger than that when it is used to deliver power from a pure AC source. In addition, the transformer secondary winding has to carry DC current that may cause magnetic core saturation. Already we have told. As a result, the half wave rectifiers are used only when the current requirement is small. Okay, so that's why for large power demand, that means heavy power source, maybe wattage or current, it cannot be used. It is for small portion, small, that means a mobile charger like that. Very small power output, this circuit can be applied because it is a very simple circuit. But basic operation you should know from this. This is one example of the harmonics and the, because if this is a type of the wave shape, then exact replica will not be here, but here we will use the only concept. Now applied voltage is sinusoidal, and if the current is like this step current, okay, positive, negative, then the actual fundamental harmonic frequency current will be that, and in addition that there will be odd harmonics. You know that if any voltage waveform has the symmetry, positive or negative of cycle, then it will have only odd harmonics. So these odd harmonics on the fundamental will be like this. So from this wave shape you can see that the current and voltage waves are displaced, although it is a resistive load. Although it is a resistive load, however it is displaced because of the some harmonics content into this, and thereby input power factor, that means the power factor of the input side will be very low, because this voltage and this current difference, that means this angle, cosine of this angle is called the input power factor angle, and it will increase if the harmonic content is increasing. Now, if the phi angle between the fundamental components, so this is the angle. So this is, if it is a called phi angle, here phi is not shown, but you will see this angle is called the phi. Okay, 0 to this point, current point. Okay, this angle is phi, so power factor angle. Now, if the phi is a angle between the fundamental component of the input current and voltage, then phi is called displacement angle. Okay, this is new terminology is applied for the rectification. It is called displacement angle, and the displacement factor is defined as like this, just like a power factor angle. It is called the displacement factor because it is similar like these things, so it is called cosine phi. Now harmonic factor of the input current is defined as like this, that is the original minus the fundamental square by this, root over. So that can be IS by IS1 by root over this. So fundamental component, and it is the rated component like this in RMS value. This is the terminology. Now the input power factor defined as like this. Okay. So BS IS1 displacement angle, and so BS IS this. So the power factor is now only cos, not only cos phi. It is the ratio of the fundamental component to the rated component. Okay. In case of harmonics is produced. So this new factor is coming into the picture for the definition of the power factor. If the input current is purely sinusoidal, then that means not purely sinusoidal means there is no harmonics. Then power factor and displacement factor will be same, and the displacement phi becomes impedance angle like this. Okay. So there is a crest factor which is a measure of the peak input voltage current as the compared with the RMS value. Often interest to specify the peak current of the device and component. So this is crest factor is this. Okay. So RMS to peak value. So this is the terminology. You know what is that. And forward voltage drop already it is taught by the other teacher. There must have some forward resistance. Although the forward resistance of the diode is small, but there should have some definite value because it is made of some material, semiconducting material. It should have some its internal resistance. So that's why when current is flowing through that, so there must have some voltage drop. Although this voltage drop is very small, it is already I have told that it is a normally 0.7 for silicon rectifier, 0.7 volt for silicon rectifier. And it is the time interval between reverse recovery time. So it is the time interval between the application of reverse voltage and the reverse current drop to the particular value. Okay. And the parameter TA is the interval between zero crossing of the diode current when it becomes IRR. Okay. From here to here. Okay. TRR, rise time. Here to here. It is called the reverse rising time. Then the IB, TB is the time interval for maximum reverse recovery current to nearly 0.25 of the IIR. When it is coming down to this 0.25, so that is called the TB. And the ratio of two parameter is known as the softness factor. Diode with the abrupt recovery characteristics are used for high frequency switching. As a rule of thumb, the lower the TRR, that means the total TRR, then the faster the diode can be switched on. And TRR is summation of the TA and TB. These are the reference. Hello? You are with me?
Yes, sir.
আছো? হ্যাঁ, এই গ্রাফটা আমাকে বলো কি ফার্স্ট পার্ট যেটা when you apply the current is reversing, that means current through the diode will be reversing. So why it is going down to the reverse current? Why it has not stopped to zero? Can anybody have any idea? Current
Sir, because of the
reverse
stored
direction current.
charges, sir, because of the stored charges on the
কি charges?
stored charges.
Majority or minority?
It's a minority.
How minority charges are giving current?
Sir, because it is in reverse bias condition, so majority
No.
charge carriers cannot flow. Yeah.
No, basically. So what is the concept of the forward bias? Forward bias means it is a forward bias condition for the majority charges. Got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
And for the minority charge carrier, it will be in reverse bias when you
Yes,
apply the forward voltage. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So minority charge carrier current will not be there. But When we apply the reverse voltage, reverse bias condition, then for the majority charge carriers, it will be in reverse bias condition. But for the minority charge carrier, it will be forward bias condition. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
And although this minority charge carrier is very small amount, so it will give a very small current. Okay. So this will be very small current development, and gradually this charge will decrease to this value. Okay. Gradually this charge will decrease to this value, and depletion region again will be developed. Okay. From these two, this is called the development of the depletion region. So that's why this characteristics is always happening into the diode. But this is keeping a very delay for the conduction. Okay, so there will be a delay for the conduction. So the ratio of two parameter is known as the softness factor. Okay, so diode with abrupt recovery characteristics are used for high frequency switching. So what is the high frequency switching? In case of high frequency, suppose the today we are having a power is 50 hertz, but suppose we know we high frequency, suppose a gigahertz or the megahertz, very high frequency, then the diode should also will be responsive of this type of delay. So diode should not take. What is the time period for a 50 hertz? What is the time period for a 50 hertz? One
20
time period.
millisecond.
20 millisecond. Okay. If it is a megahertz, then you see that time period will be very small. That's why this reverse recovery time is very important in that respect. So that's why reverse recovery time should be very small. When the reverse recovery time is very small, those kind of diodes are called the fast diode, and it is called the softness. Okay, this is the factor of the softness. So thus today's class is up to this.
Sir, will you share this notes with us?
হ্যাঁ শুনতে পাচ্ছি না, আমার এখানে এই ল্যাপটপে একটু সমস্যা হচ্ছে
Sir,
সাউন্ডে, জোরে বলো।
will you share these notes with us today?
হ্যাঁ পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট, হ্যাঁ এটা আমি তোমাদের মেলে এখনই পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি।
Okay, sir.
তোমরা থাকো, আমি আগে মেলটা তাহলে সেন্ড করি।